Everything's fine.
Oh boy. Nickly. My heavens.
What's up, guys, and welcome to the Quick Diz Takes podcast, episode number 76. I didn't even have to ask Sarah. I'm your host, Tim LeBeau, here for a special Halloween episode, if you haven't noticed. Well, you may not have noticed if you looked at Johnny first. But anyway.
He's a poppy pooper.
Most people do.
I am your host, Tim LeBeau, alongside Mr. John Castano.
Hello.
Mrs. Sarah Castano.
Hey, howdy, hey.
And Jean-Luc Picard. No, just kidding. Mr. Stephen Lanzi.
Make it so.
Please. And Mickey. Don't forget Mickey.
My kids, they're split.
As always, please like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends about us on social media. Obviously, any means possible, we really appreciate it. And because we are going to be a little absent here as the holidays approach, we wanted to get our Halloween episode done a week early. Plus, we have children, and we will not be here next Sunday night. So this is the night we get to act like children and dress up for a podcast. Johnny's going to take a little powder here.
Bringing in Constance Ashaway.
But tonight, we were trying to think of like what we should do for a Halloween episode. And we have decided that, we're just going to kind of freeform it a little bit, mixed with, we'll do a little Halloween movie mashup, as Sarah has so eloquently named it. And we'll bring back, it's been a while, but we will bring back the Celebrity in a Park segment of our podcast that was always so popular, especially amongst ourselves. So that's creepy, Johnny. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so we'll do that. So Sarah, I'm going to you first on this because this was your idea.
All right.
You want to give us like your movie, your movie mashup?
So it was a brilliant idea to me at the time. And then I really started to think about it. And I was like, why did I do this? But this is ultimately what I came up with. So I decided to mash up. Of course, the text amongst us was all that at least one of them had to be a Disney movie. So I decided to mash up Monsters, Inc. with Stephen King's The Shining.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this. Because
in my brain, that was a great idea. So we have the general concept of The Shining. It plays out. It's live action. It's got our Jack Nicholson. We're doing our thing. But the doors in the hotel, the Overlook Hotel, we get to see little snippets like shifts in the background of things scooting across the hallway. And it's just the doors of Monsters, Inc. leading into other dimensions. So we could make it kind of like a choose your own adventure. I don't know. My brain really kind of went haywire with this one, but I liked the idea of Monsters, Inc. meshing with all the different hotel room doors of the Overlook at The Shining.
And who from Monsters, Inc. would be the spooky twins in the hallway? That's everything right there.
So I actually did think this part out. The two-headed monster that was so excited to see Mike Wazowski in the hallway and Sully, the interns. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Oh, you're so sweet. That would be the two-headed. That would be the twins in the hallway.
Okay.
Randall is clearly the scariest one there, along with Mr. Waternoose. So they're making an appearance. But I was thinking they could be like figments of his imagination, not figment, but
who's giving us the classic "Here's Johnny" line?
Oh, that needs to stay Jack Nicholson.
Oh, that needs to stay Jack Nicholson.
That
Okay.
needs to stay because that's terrifying.
Okay, I got you.
All right.
I got you.
Yeah.
Jean-Luc, how's everything on the bridge?
I love it.
I'm the captain. You tell me. I asked for the status reports.
Yeah, but I'm the Pumpkin King,
Damage report.
so I'm not really sure.
Rita Kahlo.
I'm not sure who gets the seniority here. But anyway, Steven, what are you thinking for a Disney monster movie mashup?
The only thing I could come up with. So they have a haunted mansion.
Yes.
Make it haunted. Make it scary. Because here's what I would actually like to do. Like in a perfect world, in a perfect Disney world, they would still have the Great Movie Ride.
Okay.
Now I know we talk about this a lot, but you remember when they went to the part of Alien. So
yeah. Okay.
So if they still had that ride, I would say do a Halloween movie version, and you would have people, charging the cars. The alien would actually come a lot closer down to people, so like they used to, right? Jason, Freddy, all that stuff. Like, so the Great Movie Ride would be the Great Spooky Movie Ride, whatever. Once a year, and I think that would just that in a perfect Disney world, they would still have that ride, and therefore I would want Halloween movies, scary movies on that ride, and that's the whole. And I mean,
so that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, make it worth your while. Like I'm not, I want kids crying on this ride. Okay, do it right. This is not a not so scary ride. No. No. Diapers are getting changed after this ride.
Wow.
So
old and young. I wish they would like it. You know what? I like that. I wish there was like a little B mode switch you could hit where like just one night a year, Halloween night, from like whenever sunset is that night, like 5:30, 6 o'clock till close. The Haunted Mansion just gets ridiculous. Like just new scenes that you never seen before. People would just get hacked up, slashed up.
Stuff's getting spooky.
Complete gore.
Yeah, I think
that's how awesome it would be. But they still sing Grinning Ghosts because you gotta have a little,
Yeah. So and exactly, and that would be amazing. And I think that without the Great Movie Ride, obviously I would fall back. And I know it's a very easy choice, but it's dark and it's already got a spooky feel to it. And I would say Haunted Mansion, but it'd be first of all that cemetery scene, rather than the guy singing a song, right? The singing heads, they just be like, but I don't remember that.
You got like Freddy Kruger popping up from behind the head, the tombstone, and like they're all singing Grinning Ghost, but like it's a girl kind of laying down, and like Michael Myers is like just taking her guts out, but she's still turning around singing the song to you, all happy. Everything's good, man. Everything's good.
Yeah,
I like it. Which brings me to mine. I'll save Johnny's for last because he didn't dress up. I don't know. I'm just saying that, but I didn't pick a specific movie, but I guess I will now. I want the Fab Five.
Yeah, here you go. I'll do this.
Oh, there we go. Johnny's got something cooking.
I'm the invisible man. There you go.
I want the Fab Five. The Fab Five. I want the main characters. Halloween special. I want them in a Friday the 13th. I want them to get destroyed, except for Daisy, because Daisy will be the stereotypical 80s. She'll be like the purest character. Just I'll set those standards for whatever reason. She'll be the girl that survives, because I'm doing like 80s rules here. And in the end, it will be revealed that Pete is actually Jason Voorhees, because it will be like one of those things. I'm not gonna do it Saturday. I'm gonna like everyone's gonna have a role in this. So Pete will be like Pete. You know how like you've seen Disney movies before, where like the Mickey's Christmas Carol, where Mickey plays, Bob Cratchit. So Mickey will play this person and that person, and then Pete will play Jason Voorhees, and they'll run around. Donald will make stupid decisions, and Donald will be there, the first one to go because he's just got a bad attitude. And then you'll think that Mickey is going to survive, but he'll die. He'll die a very unpredictable, untimely death, probably in the waters of Camp Crystal Lake.
All
and then
I
at the end,
sorry,
go ahead.
No, you.
I was going to say at the end, you'll get the whole you'll see Pete's face, and then there'll be he'll be awake again when you think he's gone, and then the movie will end, and we'll have 7 more of them. We'll get Chip and Dale in there, and the sequels, and all that kind of stuff. This will just go on forever, and I would be awesome. Anybody in this room, if that movie was made, would love to watch it. Imagine an animated, just hacker film with Disney characters
where Mickey bites the dust.
I like this idea more the more I thought of that. Because at first I was stuck, and then I was like, wait a minute. How cool would it be to see Goofy just get an arrow shot at him or something?
So, the reason why I was laughing so hard is because in a Friday the 13th movie, there's a character in a wheelchair, and Jason pushes him down the stairs. So all I can think about is Goofy.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have to have the. I was gonna say that. I was gonna add that you have to have the when Goofy meets his maker, the Wilhelm scream has to happen.
I don't know.
The two screams, the Wilhelm, then with the whole obviously the that thing too as well. So I think that would make for,
is that you?
I think that would make for amazing cinema. As we talk more, I'm gonna have more. It's already my brain's still moving with it. There's so much you could do. There's so many. They got so many. I'm just talking the Fab Five. You might want to throw, maybe Pluto's probably
in there.
I mean, how horrific is it when anytime you see a poor innocent pet fall victim to, and I'm trying to beat around, with gruesome terms, fall victim to the antagonist in these films. Maybe Pluto gets a little curious, head somewhere he shouldn't head.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, Pluto, don't go there.
Pluto, well.
That's the road less travels for a reason, my friend.
You've seen the commercials on TV. People, when you're in a horror movie, you make bad decisions. Why can't we just get in the running car?
Poor Max. Poor Max.
Let's hide behind the chainsaws. What is it?
I said Max is going to be an orphan.
Yeah, or Max is gonna be in the movie. Actually, Max is gonna be in the sequel.
Well, I was gonna say Max should be with the other teenagers going there for a trip, and then that's how that'd be the second movie though.
Yeah, and then eventually, how Jason took Manhattan, I think Jason's gonna have to take the Magic Kingdom,
Oh, no.
Or Toontown.
Or maybe it's not Camp Crystal Lake. Maybe it's Bay Lake in this episode.
See, when I was thinking about mine, I was kind of contemplating the very Who Framed Roger Rabbit-esque, live action cartoon mesh.
Yeah.
But it's a little more horrifying to think of somebody just going ham and killing our favorites.
Yeah, with maybe some edgy animation. Perhaps one of the deaths is they're in Bay Lake, and then Jason actually takes the water from River Country and pours it, and just forces the character to drink it, and they die at the hands of the amoeba. And Johnny liked that one.
I like that one.
That would just be a little nod to what happened there.
Oops.
But
what one extension of that is you could tie it in. You could tie all that in with Fantasmic, right? Where
this is getting out of hand now
because it's Mickey's kind of dream, whatever it is, and that's where Freddy lives. So Mickey can kind of go through the whole Fantasmic show against Freddy, and it doesn't work out for Mickey.
Ooh, no, I like it.
Plot twist.
We'll have to think about who could be Freddy, because we would have a later episode where it's Freddy versus Jason. So who would play Freddy? Gonzo would play Freddy. So we'll bring the Muppets into this.
I've never fit in anywhere.
Bring the Muppets into this, because the Muppets love getting into different movies, and it'd be great to kill Kermit.
Although we did watch,
just for the fun of movies, of Halloween scares, not for legitimate.
Muppet Haunted Mansion. last
That was
night
good.
a little bit. I liked it. I was just a little sad. I know Johnny had commented on it too, that Kermit sounds less Kermity than
Yeah.
Lansky. Lansky's our replacement Kermit.
it's
Not
true.
enough Rizzo.
Did you see Miss
Rizzo
Piggy's
did
Madame
make it,
Leota?
Yeah.
Did I say what?
Did you see Miss Piggy's Madame Leota?
Yes.
Did you see the cameo by Madame Leota's daughter? Are you familiar with the story of? So Madame
Yes.
Leota's daughter
Was
is
Was that her at the end?
it was her dusting Miss Piggy off as a maid.
Oh, okay.
So that's Madame. She's an Imagineer now, but that's
Yeah.
you might have seen her in the episode, the attractions episode. Yeah, she had a little cameo. Can't think of her name right now. It's escaping me, but yeah, she was in there. All right, Johnny.
Let's hear it.
Where are your Disney characters going? Are they going to get hacked to shreds?
Oh, good. You saved me
Can't
till the
Crystal
end.
Bay Lake?
You saved me till the end because I have two anyway. So I'll go with one's quick ones. I figured I'd take, since I'd go use Coco. And
Okay.
Glad I opted not to because it's Dia de los Muertos. So go ahead.
okay, and my Halloween movie is Hocus Pocus. So okay.
Your Halloween movie's Hocus Pocus.
So we're gonna go. Basically, the witches would take the villain role in Coco.
Come on, it's just a bunch of hocus pocus.
Sorry, I had to get that in there.
So basic. So
This guy's
it,
the ideas are running wild.
Go ahead.
yeah, I lost my train of thought here.
Yeah, he found the plot hole. He's trying to fix it.
Well, I was just telling him that was my original crossover, but I had a hard time meshing colonial New England.
Yeah, but I would just use them as they're dead, so they're in the dead world. So
Oh,
they're trying to prevent, since he's a child, since he's a live child, they are trying to, well, he's not alive, he's turning dead, but he's still alive. They can steal his life so they can go back to the real world.
But they
Hocus
only
Pocus 3.
die in the afterworld when people forget them. And as notorious as they were, they're not being forgotten.
It doesn't matter. They can't. It doesn't matter if they're forgotten or not. They want to go back to the real world to steal the souls of children to live forever in the real world, not in the dead world, because they're dead. You understand?
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look confused there, Sarah.
We are nerding out right now with this, though. Everyone's like, wait a minute, it has to be this way.
But that's their see, and then well, see, and if you want to get morbid, that this could be the base
Yes,
of how they
morbid.
come. This could be the base of how they come back into Hocus Pocus too. They steal poor Miguel's soul and keep him in the dead world, and then they come back in Hocus Pocus 2. There you go. There's the prequel to Hocus Pocus 2.
So how does that work with Alebrije since they're both in the land of the living and the land of the dead?
What does that matter? It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter in Johnny's pretend plot. What are the
They're witches.
They're gonna be
Just-
they're gonna be like running in the dead world. So that'd be interesting to see though. And they had to go somewhere, so that's probably where they were.
Yeah.
Like where they hanging? They're chilling somewhere before they came back.
And
so
then
the Sanderson sisters in the Coco universe. I like that.
And then my other one is just easy enough. You just basically you make Muppet Hocus Pocus. The only 3 live people are the witches. Everybody else is Muppets. It's the same plot, same exact everything. It's just the Muppet version of it.
Can I just say that I feel like almost anything with Muppets put in as the characters can be amazing.
Yeah.
Like when are we going to get Muppet Star Wars?
So I was thinking about like these Halloween, and I was thinking, okay, Muppet, whatever. And it's like, oh, I could do Muppet Treasure Island. It's like, well, that's not Halloween, but it's amazing. And they are dressed like pirates. Could I do Muppet Treasure Island and pirates? But not Halloween.
No.
Just think of like how like some horror movies have that really quick, good laugh before a good death. Just think of like how well like Beaker could provide that in my slasher movie when he's like, and then,
Can he?
or he thinks, but
near-death experience just so we get it a few times.
yeah, he thinks Bunsen's running an experiment. But the killer already killed Bunsen, and he just turns the voltage up so much that it just ends him. Yeah, this is a little more of a PG-13 episode, but oh well, it's Halloween. It's Halloween.
We have to get Sam the Eagle in there. I think Sam the Eagle. It'll be like the local sheriff who
Yes.
gets it.
Oh,
like,
100%. That would be perfect.
who-
Yeah.
like 30 minutes into the movie, he gets it. So he's walking around going, it is un-American to be hiding. Something like that.
Can we
or
make him Deputy Dewey from Scream?
or actually somebody runs away, because
Yeah.
running from the killer, and they run. He's like, these colors don't run, and he turns around and and then he gets it.
Yeah. I could also see him being like the stereotypical sheriff in the movie that like people are like telling him like this is happening, and he's like he's all sensible about it. No, it can't be like this is you're just seeing things, blah blah blah. Until the end where he meets his maker.
He who must not be named is back. No, he's not.
Probably via like a garage door to the head.
Mr. Scrooge, I believe that he's wielding a machete,
Yeah.
and I don't
Humbug.
think that.
I see what I mean. The Muppets would be amazing. Like Muppets Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh my god, that's sick.
Yeah.
You laugh, but if they made it,
mean,
you'd watch it every Halloween.
Absolutely.
Hopefully with this whole Muppets Halloween being very like everybody seems to like it more than anything previous to this. Hopefully they can get in a nice roll with the Muppets and do something with them.
Yeah, they did a good job with the Haunted Mansion thing. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. The
Like
little
it couldn't-
cameos were great. Darren Criss in the graveyard.
Yeah, little nods to the
I'm here
the
for it.
attraction with different, a lot of nods to the attraction.
Yeah.
Probably more than the actual movie.
Little Doom buggy floating across the screen.
Yep, that was good. With Statler and Waldorf in it, which is
Gotta have them in there.
ideal. And that could be some good stuff. Anyway,
You mentioned about The Shining and like who would play the twins. I know you're talking about Monster Inc. But imagine if you did the Muppets. You know who's going there.
Oh, that'd be the best.
yep,
Oh man.
definitely those. I mean, you have so many. Well, you'd have so many
Maybe
options
Kermit.
with the Muppets.
Yeah.
It could be Beaker and Bunsen too. Really, like come play with us for.
Oh my God. Who? Scooter and Skeeter.
Skeeter.
Yeah,
Scooter and
Scooter and
Skeeter.
Skeeter.
You
Wait,
bring Skeeter
Isn't
back. Yeah.
Skeeter from Doug?
No,
No,
is this
Skeeter's from Muppet Babies.
Muppet Babies, the original Muppet Babies.
All right. Question. Side note.
Which-
Derailed here. Who was Doug's best friend? Skeeter.
It was
Blue guy,
Skeeter.
big nose.
Yeah.
All right. Same name. Just checking. Everything's fine.
People can have the same name.
I get it as someone who has many people with my same my name.
Yes. It's just Muppets once again. So many options. It's
That,
and Muppets. Johnny brought up Skeeter, Muppet Babies. Muppet Babies did have an episode where the Muppets were in a Star Wars fantasy. And so yeah, there you go.
the other thing is when you get to a scene where like the killer or whatever is running after one of the Muppets. I'm blanking on his name. Who plays the piano?
Rolf.
Rolf.
Well, he's gonna be like the scene is, like say Kermit's like the killer, right? And he's running, right? But they run by Rolf. But they run by Rolf, who's playing the music as they're running too.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Behind him. I was telling you, the Muppets will make anything better.
We just need
I
a
mean-
Disney exec to listen to this show.
You
Like,
do
just
have to
this
keep.
episode.
You do have to keep in mind that the one part that people gonna have to stomach is that we are going to have Muppets being picked off one by one, and characters like Bean Bunny and they're going to meet their maker. They're going to be early exits.
Well, that's fine because when they do the Muppets Pet Cemetery movies, they'll just bring them right back.
Yeah, there we go. Pet Cemetery. Wow, they made a fairly new one of those, didn't they? I didn't watch it.
Can
The
you
old ones-
imagine if they
The
did a
old ones
remake
scared the
of
crap out of
Pluto
me.
and it was Pluto?
See, now the ideas are flowing. Yeah.
So somebody would be perfect, and I'm blanking on his name because I don't remember names. Hold on. He would be
Describe- Oh, good.
the big monster. He comes at the end of the.
Freedoms.
Freedoms, yeah.
They're all over it.
Jeez.
We're adults.
Uh-huh.
That's
Sweetums.
You could just have a movie of literally him killing everybody.
I mean, I'm just
Getting
saying,
it.
like
Every
blood
show.
dripping down his fur.
we're all asking, you know, like, well,
Kirby.
who'd be a good monster? Well, they literally have a monster.
Yep.
Or actually, wait, sorry, just thought of it. If they did the Muppets version of The Shining, the twins, right? Yep. Uh-huh. You gotta bring those guys from Sesame Street. They would be perfect.
I know.
Do-do-do-do-do.
That's
Now,
a- that's
now we're pulling it from all kinds. See, Disney doesn't own Sesame Street, so
But
It's
they
okay.
do own those guys.
do they?
Money's,
Oh
money's
yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they're part of the Muppets.
So like the end of the movie, they'll go mana, and then you literally have like Kermit holding his own head because it was cut off in the movie. Mana. Like it'll just be the perfect ending to the movie.
But the best part would be the outtakes they do at the end.
Yeah, you would. Well, you'd have to,
The retractable knife malfunctions.
because you would have to tear down the fourth wall at some point in the movie too, just to make it, just so everyone knows everyone's all right. They're just putting on a show, because we can't have like we can't have Fozzie like actually be dead.
Can
Well,
you
you know-
imagine having a Muppets movie rated anything other than G?
Well, the fear was I didn't want to get typecasted. Sometimes you get into these roles and you just kind of get the same thing. So I wanted to really branch out and really show my range.
I want a scene where like Fozzie's supposed to be on stage and he's like, Kermit, they're killing me up here, but he's literally being
They're
killed.
really
you know,
killing
that-
him.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm dying up here, Kermit.
I'm dying up here.
Waka waka waka.
Kermit, I'm dying up here. Huh? Just was no difference from any other night. Oh!
Yeah, as he's in a blood-soaked bath. Classic.
Isn't that Carrie? Blood shower curtain.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, we
Carrie
could-
with
we
the
could re-
Muppets
well, we
and
could
the
re-
Piggy in the
Yes,
shower?
yes, we could. Well, we could reenact the. Is it from Carrie? Is that the one where they dump the blood on her, the paint on her on stage too?
Yeah,
at the
the
prom?
pig's blood. It's the prom.
Yeah,
Yep.
so we could definitely reenact that scene with Piggy.
The
Now,
irony.
we've always said that
It's my auntie.
we think Figment should kind of be relaunched. Is Figment the hero with his a power of imagination? He's the only one that can take on Freddy in the dream world.
He's the saving person
Our
in
movie, like,
Phantasmic.
snippets of all kinds of movies. That's an even better idea. Just one hodgepodge of like all
It's
the
a
plots.
hodgepodge.
Yeah. Somehow Hellraiser's in there too.
Why
Pinhead.
not? Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
Oh,
I never really watched Hellraiser. I'm just very aware of it. It's one of those things where everyone knows who Pinhead is, but can someone sit here and like go over the
No.
plot of Hellraiser with me right now?
Yeah, Gonzo would make a perfect Ghost Rider, actually.
I should watch it. Yeah, Gonzo. Well, Gonzo would be. Yeah, that'd be perfect. Gonzo's and his chickens. See, I would want like the beginning of the movie. Like, you know how the kind of the reveal that there's a killer on the loose might be
Mhm.
when Gonzo goes back to his room and his chickens, like Carmela and everything, are just
Is it
dead.
Carmela?
You know,
Ooh.
and his rubber ducky has blood on it, and we go from there. And I
So
think
you-
Rizzo the Rat would be like a detective.
Can we get a reboot of Godzilla? And instead of Godzilla, it's Giant Camilla.
Yeah, it could be. Rizzo might even be like one of the, that whole story arc you see a lot of times where like he's the detective, but in the end he's revealed as the killer.
Yep.
I can see that, him being like kind of pulling that off. Because he's got chops. Rizzo's got chops. He can, he can play a lot of different things.
He's not typecast as anything.
No, he could be
That's
Charles
correct.
Dickens' sidekick in the Christmas Carol. He could be
He played Mickey Mouse in Muppet Vision.
Perfectly. Mickey Mouse and Muppet Vision. There you
Welcome
go.
to my park.
I think Dr.
Fuck.
Dr. Bunsen Honeydew should be like the CSI medical examiner, like explaining what happened to the body, like how the slashes came from one side, so the killer has to be left-handed or something.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Forensics, little CSI going on there
Yeah.
like that.
I think he'd be perfect.
He would be. I mean, they have like a character. See, the Muppets is kind of the obvious choice. They have a character for everything. It's nuts. Muppets they got a deep roster. They're deep. Still want to see the Fab Five get killed though, so they got to be in there somewhere. Maybe the first one, and we'll
If we
get the
went with-
series.
If we went with Carrie, we could have Dr. Tooth and the Electric Mayhem be the band that plays at prom when Piggy gets it.
Yeah, I mean that'd be a no-brainer.
Who's getting killed Alfred Hitchcock style with the shower. You know,
Oh boy,
is that Daisy?
I could see that. Well, no, you know who would be good? Minnie, because her silhouette would stand out so
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Minnie.
Yeah.
Mickey, is that you?
Nope.
And it'd be an early death, just like the star of Psycho, when everyone was shocked because she was the star, and I can't think of her name right now. But and she was killed so early in the movie that it was like the big twist, kind of in a way.
And the
Back
big
then,
plot twist,
yeah.
the big plot twist, the killer is really Betty Boop.
Boop boop beep boop.
Peanut pills are here to stay.
She's been laid in wait for forever, pushed to the back by all these new princesses from Elsa, Tangled. She's not putting up with it anymore. We're going back to black and white. That's it.
Wow.
Old school animation.
She's not running behind or running late. That Betty Boop.
A lot of people paying with their lives for this, though. You know,
Khaleesi is going to Westeros in our version.
Khaleesi's now in this. Okay, I got you. All right.
It's all the wealth, Tim.
Yeah, I know. He literally has he's just bringing everything into it. But you know what? It all works so well. That thing, that Constance Hatchaway is creepy.
But literally, just crossing any horror film with the Muppets has just been
amazing.
Blockbuster. Yep.
Just think of a franchise you can just plug them in. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I mean, anything really.
I also think if you're with the movie that's focused on the Fab Five, I think they could really pull in like a old school black and white characters. They're the ones killing the new school, characters.
Oh wow!
Right, to reclaim their position at Disney.
And then we can make all the murders happen in black and white, so that there's gore, but there's no gore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
All the deaths happen off screen, or they're just presumed deaths.
We could do that, but I really do want to see a couple, characters get hacked up on screen. So I don't know.
You want to see the death?
A little bit, just because you don't really get to see them. Like he was talking about Kermit wanting to show his range. I think Mickey wants to, he wants to show the world that he can be more than just a cheerful mouse. He wants to show that he can pull off a fake death to the hands of his own self, Steamboat Willie. Perhaps he gets thrown into the,
Oswald takes Mickey out.
Oswald needs to have his day.
The original.
His day.
Oswald. I was the king until you came around, mouse.
Yeah. However, in Mickey's defense, Oswald did get taken away by Universal at the time. So
let's not bring logic into our movie.
Yeah, that's true. Horror movie. There's no room for logic in a horror movie. So
no. I mean, we basically have mixed every horror movie with the Muppets.
Walks and catches up to people running. So
wait, say that again. Oh yeah.
Walks.
Yeah.
And you'll have, Johnny over here, half marathon man, and Michael Myers will still get him.
Yeah, but see, what Michael Myers will do is he'll walk behind Johnny, and Johnny will run for whatever he's trained for. But eventually, slow and steady is going to win this race because there's no finish line to this race except Johnny's death in a horror movie, of course. And so Michael Myers will then just wait until he fatigues, and then he'll just be standing. And as Johnny takes that one moment for a sip of water or a rest, Michael Myers will be standing there because he walked a very similar pace to what Johnny runs. That's the only thing that's a little off there, but
Well, he goes behind trees, and then when I turn back around, he's closer. So he knows the shortcuts through the woods.
Well, how about the first Halloween? He was actually driving a car in that one.
Tree root.
That always bugged me. Michael Myers drove a car in that movie. Remember the scene where she sees him driving by in the neighborhood in the middle of the day?
Yeah.
That was a little off. Not really used to seeing. I don't know. Shouldn't be driving. But whatever.
He's got a license.
I just think it's so funny to think of. I wish there's so many horror franchises. I mean, I guess before we go to the next segment, we got to bring this up. Imagine a Saw version of a Disney Saw version or a Muppet Saw version with Jigsaw. And then who would be Jigsaw?
Want to play a game?
Yeah.
Could it be
He's
Toodles?
got Gonzo trapped in like a cage, and there's like chickens just pecking away at his flesh.
It should be Toodles. Toodles is
He's
tired
got-
of everybody using
And
him.
there you go. For years, you've tormented chickens. Tonight, we're going to play a game. And he has to make a decision. Do I cut my nose off, or do I, get pecked away by chickens all night?
Have to be Scooter would have to be Jigsaw, because Scooter's always like Kermit's assistant, and he's always being asked to do everything. He's just fed up.
Don't forget, Animal has to be in here somewhere.
Got a lot of rage.
That's a lot of.
Yeah, Animal's gonna get killed by Jigsaw because for years he's tortured drum sets. He's gonna get paid a piper.
What would be freakier is if it was like Animal was like the villain, but rather than talk like he usually talks, if he had like a completely different, calm,
He's like sophisticated.
like Hannibal Lecter voice.
Yeah,
Like
he's got like a glass of wine.
yeah, just kind of like I used to bang the drums.
That's a good idea, and that's like a reveal at the end, kind of, because like you never think it's him until at the end you realize
he's been pretending to be this character who just forever, and I was just biding my time. That would be pretty freaky.
there's like a flashback towards the end that kind of explains how like he was that person, then became Animal to infiltrate, and then back to his genius.
Yep.
He went feral.
Plan. I could get into that. I love a good twist. So
Mm-hmm.
twist, as they say now. M. Night Shyamalan says in Family Guy. All right, so if we think of any other ones, you can throw them in there along the way. But let's try to get the Jamie Lee Curtis in the park segment going here. Now this time we're gonna start with Johnny. Where do you get Jamie Lee Curtis?
All right. Well, we're taking her Halloween character, what is the name? I forget the name.
Lori.
And we're putting her.
You should know that, Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you forget that?
Yeah. It's actually been a while since I've seen any of the Halloween movies. We're putting her in the Haunted Mansion. She's taking the place. She's going to have a few spots in the Haunted Mansion because she's going to take the place of Constance. So she's going to be right away painted in her portrait sitting on the top of the grave. But you're getting a 2-for-1 because you're getting Michael Myers too.
Ooh.
So basically she's going to be, up in the attic scene, she's going to be the bride. And instead of all the pictures of her with the husband that she killed, it's going to be pictures of the Michael Myers from every movie that, she was in with him. Because it wasn't there. That was random. Like she wasn't in like the Michael, the Halloween Space or whatever the hell movies. I don't know. That was Jason. Whatever.
No, she was in like H2O. The first.
So basically,
it's from the first two, and then a couple of those.
Yeah. So whatever one she was in with him, those are going to be the portraits that are going to, fade in and out. And then she's the bride standing there. And then you'll get Michael Myers because you'll think she killed Michael Myers as, he was always dead at the end of the movie. But then somewhere in the cemetery scene, which we can change up, it can be week to week, month to month, Michael Myers is somewhere in the cemetery randomly. So it's a different experience every time you go on it. You look for Michael Myers in the cemetery, showing that he's really still alive and she didn't kill him.
Cast members are in charge of moving him every night. Like it's.
Yeah. Like they, like they do with they sometimes make the, in the ballroom scene, they move the plates to look the Mickey and then, they move them back or things like that.
All right.
Basically.
Sarah?
So I went a little different. I noticed how much Jamie Lee Curtis looks like Melissa McBride of the Walking Dead fame. And so I've decided as much as I do love Indiana Jones Stunt Show Spectacular, we've talked about how it needs a little oomph, possibly a replacement. So I wanted to keep the feel of the behind the scenes, how Hollywood works. We're going to redo Indiana Jones as a franchise stunt show. We're going to make it the Halloween Fest stunt show. And it's going to be Melissa and Jamie Lee Curtis, the stunt double. And then out comes the real actress, and kind of a stunt show of how they do the deaths and how they do the
Wow.
supposed deaths. A little darker. But yes.
It's like an Indiana Jones stunt spectacular, but
I do love me some
Halloween.
This
Halloween
is
style.
Halloween. Yes.
Yes. I like it. I was gonna put her, this is so random, but I was gonna put her in Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. And she's running away from Michael Myers during this ride. And so then she uses the ride vehicle to get on with you to escape Michael Myers. But Michael Myers is then chasing you around throughout the ride. Only on Halloween overlay, by the way. This is not going to be like a 365. And when you go over the waterfall, it would be more scenes from the movie off the roof. How she gets thrown off the roof in one of the films. And at the end, you escape Michael, you reconnect with Goofy, and you get to the end like nothing ever happened. And beautiful ending for everyone until next year. Steven, Jean-Luc.
Well, I'll tell you, I wouldn't mind if Jamie Lee Curtis was at almost every restroom, because after a few days of rich Disney food, I could use some Activia. But if we're not going
Activia. That's a good reference. But anyway,
I wasn't expecting that one.
that's funny.
Now
I was wondering where he was going with it when he said it. I'm like, what's he gonna say?
I had to throw a curveball in there somewhere. Keep
Still
make sure
a family show. Ooh.
I was thinking, just so you could put her again. I looked at her
DB.
Yeah, and she's done some good movies, but nothing that you could say. I think that'd be great at a park. So, I'll use her Halloween character. I think you could put it where they do the Frozen story time, but do the Halloween story time.
Oh my!
You kind of tell the story of kind of like the synopsis of each movie, and maybe you have different readers, and he keeps killing them, right? So then she kind of rushes the stage and fights him, and there's a whole thing, and you think he's dead, and she ends the story, and that's the end of Michael Myers. Everyone claps, right? And then she leaves the stage, everything goes dark, and you just see a spotlight on him, and he gets up and he walks off stage or something like that. So I think you could do something like that. I think that'd be cool.
Johnny, do you have another one you wanted to share?
No.
No?
Oh,
No.
Not from Freaky Friday?
No, I just said that. No.
okay.
I was just giving you ideas because I was
Essentially.
A wealth of ideas. Just giving everybody ideas.
Essentially, you would take the body swap from Freaky Friday when she is Anna and not Tess, and she's at the band audition, her band Pink Slip. And so that would be rebranding Rock and Roller Coaster for Aerosmith, as you would have the band Pink Slip.
All right. That's interesting.
I
had a hard time getting away from Halloween,
Mhm.
with her, because this is a Halloween episode, and come on, Halloween's the movie's
I looked at My Girl, and I looked at what's the one she was with Arnold
That's
Schwarzenegger.
obscure. True Lies.
True
True
Lies.
Lies.
That's a great
The
film.
wife of
Filmed
a spy.
in Newport. Some of it filmed in Newport.
Mhm.
And she
Part of it was
also
at Salve.
Yeah.
When he
she was
walked
good
down
in Forever Young too.
Yes,
Forever Young.
with Mel Gibson.
But again,
Oh
it's
yeah,
not,
yeah.
it was a great movie, but again, not really a character that you
Not
could.
that much
she was great-
substance.
She was great in Trading Places. I loved that movie, but again,
Fish
not
Called Wanda.
really- See, I've never seen that movie.
Oh,
I know
that's
it's
right.
her. I know it's her big movie. I know, but I've never seen it. So when it comes to the ones I have seen, Forever Young, Trading Places, they're not My Girl. They're not really characters that translate very well I mean, unless you're going to do the My Girl character and it's a, public service announcement as to stay away from bees if you're allergic.
Could she be posters outside of the infirmary?
Can't see without his glasses.
Come on, poor Thomas J. You know what? My Girl 2 was underrated. I liked me some My Girl 2.
I agree. I thought they were good.
That was a
I
good
didn't even know they did a My Girl 2 till I looked at her IMDb today.
See, this is what I mean.
I had no idea.
It's underrated because of things like that.
He was on the Drew Carey show.
And you'd probably have a wonderful time if you watched it. It is really good.
I
think it might be better than the first one, to be honest with you.
I wonder how, I haven't seen those movies over 10 years. And I'm curious as to if they hold up, like how well.
I'm sure she holds up.
Well, I can say this: they're period pieces because they're from the '60s, theoretically, right? So that's the time period, early '70s, maybe.
Yeah.
Those always hold up better because of that. But I don't know. It's been a long time.
My Girl 2 was definitely the 70s because they went out to California and a guy walked by, she goes, "Oh, what kind of cigarette's that?" He's like, "I ain't a cigarette." Really? And
Yeah.
I remember that scene because I remember that scene because I was like 12 or whatever. I was like, was it a cigar? I don't,
Yep.
went over my head.
And then Steve Miller's on the soundtrack, which is probably early '70s. I don't think they were doing anything in the '60s, so that doesn't make sense. But yeah, definitely in that time period. Anyway, before we go, where would Jean-Luc Picard go in Disney parks? Just Landy on this one.
Where would he go in Disney? Well, Mission Space.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Spaceship Earth.
He's flying the transport ship in Rise of Resistance. He's the whatever that guy's name is. I can't think of his name right now.
Akbar?
No, it's not Akbar. It's the other guy. He's the same thing. He's
Yeah.
Mon Calamari, but I don't know what his name is.
Calamarian. What a silly name. That's a fun word to say. Calamarian.
Or,
Because he looks like a
Spaceship Earth.
How about this? Go ahead.
Jeez.
How about in Star Wars? You know how you run into like Lando Calrissian, and as a projection, maybe you run into him, and he's just going to help you steer your way through.
Yeah, it'd be a
galaxy.
It'd be funny if he looked at you and went, "Once again, Star Trek has to bail out Star Wars. Right this way."
Yeah, we need a Star Trek crossover just to end this already. They're both good franchises in their own right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have Mark Hamill and Jean-Luc Picard doing the commercials together. So
that is true.
No tomatoes.
Probably as close as we're gonna get. I guess.
Tomatoes.
All right. We're gonna get out of here. As I said at the beginning of the show, at the top of the show, whatever they say in the business. We will not be here next Sunday, but we'll be here Thursday for the news.
Yes.
And then we will not be here the following Sunday as well, because I will be in Carolina watching the Patriots dominate the Panthers. Hopefully, anyway. But we'll be back. You will see. After that week, so the 14th, we'll be back. And then we'll do some, we'll try to do some holiday themed episodes for those weeks. And then, of course, we will take Steven's new this year, but so Sarah it's kind of become a tradition, even though it wasn't supposed to be, where we just don't do a podcast in December for the most part. So we will be taking a break during the holidays, probably after the first week of December, I guess, till after the new year. So that's kind of where we're at with the scheduling, but I'll keep you posted on the news as well. And just because I'm not going to be here the next 2 Sundays doesn't mean we won't record an episode maybe to cover one of those Sundays. But as for now, live, we will not be here. Let's put it that way. All right. I think I said everything. With that said, like, share, subscribe. Have a good Halloween.
Be safe.
safe. Email Disney Plus. Let's get the Muppets Friday the 13th. Let's get this to happen. We want to see a pig roast
Of Piggy.
of Miss Piggy and pigs in space. All right, guys, take it easy. Have a good week.